Hey guys, Larnetto here, and I'm sorry I haven't posted it in a few weeks. Anyway, this is gonna be a new what if, and this will be with deku was the reincarnation of Dracula from Castlevania. And yeah, we start this off where, well, yeah, where Dracula dies by his son through the Belmont and the magician. And yeah, and instead of him going directly to hell, the great deity, which I did introduce in one of my past videos. So yeah, if you guys don't remember him, go to yeah. Anyway, yeah, and the great deity purchased bring and yeah, and let's just say Dracula's wife is in heaven, and since he's pretty much a vampire and has killed thousands until like a lot of people, he would have stayed in hell, but the great deity had other plans for him in the end. And yeah, Dracula would be confused and be like, where am I? Where am I? And yeah, the great deity would show himself to Dracula and be like, Dracula brutal Tepish. You have shown me that you can be redeemed, and that you have shown mercy to at least one human. And for that, since I know you wish to be with your loved one, but you cannot be, I'll give you another option. I give you another life, but you will not be in control. You will be reincarnated into a young boy. Do you accept this option? You may find new love in this next life, or you may not. What is your choice? And yeah, Dracula wouldn't be like, I accept. And he would immediately realize he would not be able to see his wife. Because, she would be in heaven and he would be in hell. And you're like, and the great deity, and somehow we would see the great deity smile. It's like, good choice, Dracula Brando Tepish. Now, for a few years, the person that you reincarnate to will not remember, who will not know of his past, but at a certain age he will. And when that day comes, both you and him will be one. And yet, then the great deity would open a vortex to that universe, and Dracula would still have all his power with him. So and then then the great deity would use his power to grab onto Dracula and push him into that vortex. And pretty much all of that energy all that dark, all the souls that we saw disappear from, just get free of Dracula's body when he died, it we would see that, but eventually it turned invisible so no one would see it. And yeah, and it would go into Inko into her womb where Ezekiel is at the moment. Still with his DNA still doing its thing. So yeah. And then when he's born, yeah. He looks like this. Plus his skin being pale, like a vampire pale. Like this. Like that type of pale. So yeah. And yeah. Immediately Inko doesn't like her child. And yeah, in this one, Suku's father is the same, yeah. Well, his real father is actually actually, yeah, stay the same, except this version of Hisashi and Inko broke up. And yeah, since this kid pretty much was born from Hisashi's DNA, from Hisashi, yeah, she's gonna hate him for some reason. But 2 years later, yeah, she would hook up with All Might, and yeah, Izumi would be born. Yeah. And, yeah. Yeah, and when Izuku is 4, yeah, they take him to the quirk doctor. And, yeah, with him having that extra toe, yeah. Oh, and for a few things. One, he is immune to the sun. Because he is the reincarnation of Dracula. And not a... And yeah. And he needs the less blood. So yeah. And instead of having 1 heart, Suku has 4. So yeah. Sorry about that. Anyway, yeah. And yeah. And Suzuki would start to get bullied by them. Because, yeah, he doesn't know he's really the strongest creature on that planet. Surpassing any human. So, yeah, he doesn't even know if he's human or not. So, yeah. And, yeah. There would be the same people as the original. Plus, well, no. And, yeah, when he gets to the age of 8, he gets abandoned by his family. And, yeah, he gets so angry that, yeah, his memories from his past life come back to him. And yeah, and it gives great pain to him. And yeah, it's like, and yeah, and we would hear him in the forest. Pretty much, we would hear from the forest that he's in this. And And yeah, he would pass out. It's so much of the pain from getting all those memories back. And yeah, when he woke up, yeah, he would be pretty much. Yeah, he would just like lean against a tree and be like, so I'm in reincarnation. And I'm not even human. And yeah, and then Izuku would give off a smirk and be like, at least I am not a human like those bastards. And yeah, he would hate his family so much, and he'd be like, what was it my name in previous lives again? And he would remember it and be like, Dracula Brando Tepish. I think I'll have my name that. And also with getting his memories back, yeah, he gets his full vampire abilities back. And he could feel it. And it's really like, I feel so powerful. Well, I should be. Especially since in my past life I was the strongest vampire to exist. Since I still technically want this world to be safe, I need to find certain people that will protect Earth from any threat. I just need to start searching. And yeah, and I'm gonna say this: pretty much all the heroes, except a few, don't care about core class people. And yeah, one of those few people is Eraserhead or Shoto Aizawa. And yeah, I'm gonna say this is the day where. Yeah, I'm just gonna say this is the day where Shota. Yeah, Aizawa Shota and President Mike's friend died. And we would see Aizawa just crying, and yeah. And yeah, Zuku would be there to comfort him, would see him, and yeah. And let's say it was raining that day, and yeah. And yeah, he would grab an umbrella from the bag that he had on, and place it above Aizawa. And remember, he would pretty much be still the same size of a kid. So yeah. And yeah, he would like, what's wrong, mister? But like this, what's wrong, mister? And yeah, Aizawa would just look up to see a little kid with a worried face on him. And yeah, Aizawa would just be like, I'm fine. Yeah. And yeah, then Izuku would just say, it doesn't look like it. And Izuku would just say, it looks like you lost someone dear to you. And yeah, Aizawa would just be like, and yeah, Aizawa would just be like, and yeah, Zuko would just then just give, and yeah, which do a back, flash to 2 weeks ago, and yeah, Zuko saw a cat that was very bruised up, and it was a black and white cat. Yeah, Zuko picked it up and started caring for it and called it Mufasa because it looked pretty close, and he liked the name for it. And yeah, then then we go back to the present where he's talking to Aizawa, and Zuko still holding on to having Mufasa in his arms, since he can't focus on taking care of the cat most of the time because he's gonna be trying to find people to protect this earth, and he's gonna be like, and Zuko would just like, here, and Aizawa was like, are you sure I can't take your cat? And like, Zuko was like, I'm sure. Also, and also I can. Also, I think you need him more than I do. So here, and Aizawa would hold on to Mufasa, the cat, and hold on to close and be like, thank you, and like, no problem. And what's your name, mister? And you're like, Aizawa. You kid? Dracula. And Aizawa was just like, well, thanks, kid. And like, and Zuko would just like, no problem, mister. I hope we see each other again. And he would just leave the umbrella with Aizawa, and he would leave. Sorry about that, guys. And it's, and oh, and I forgot to mention a few things. One, Toga was Zuko's best friend, even closer than how Bakugo and Izuku were in canon. And but then one day she disappeared. And he always sees her as a good candidate. Then one day he saw Toya, pretty much just saw Toya. And I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say one day Zuko sees Toya burn himself to the point of, he looks like Dobby now. Yeah. Then when he saw that happen, he would quickly pick up Dobby. He would quickly pick up Toya because he pretty much just knocked it. He's pretty much unconscious when he did that. And so he would grab Toya and levitate away to his cabin. Place him onto the bed made out of the skin of a bear. And yeah. Yeah, Toya would wake up and just, and just stand up and be like, yeah, then Zuku would go Dracula down, would just be like, so he finally awake. And yeah, Toya would immediately be like, who are you? And yeah, Zuku would just be like, I am Dracula Tepish, but you can just call me Dracula. If you could you tell me what happened to get you to do that? And yeah, Toya, or Dobby, as she's gonna be known for a while, would tell him pretty much everything that's happened in his life. And yeah, Zuko would just like, and yeah. And yeah, he would know All Might being, Toshinori being All Might, so yeah. And he already hated number one hero, and yeah. And Suku, or Dracula as you know now, would say, another hero to hate. And yeah, and then Suku would then ask Toya, so Toya, what do you want to be? And yet Toya still being, which, just for play, you still want to become someone that saves people. And yeah, Suku would just smile and be like, and yeah, he'd be thinking in his mind, good, I found a candidate. And yeah, and Suku would then be like, so, what is your name? Yeah, Toya would just be like, it's Toya Todoroki. And yeah, it's like, and Suku's like, and I guess you're not gonna want your family to, since what's happened to you, we're gonna have to give you a different name. Will Dobby work for you? Yeah, Toya would just like, that sounds nice. That sounds good. Yeah. Then she would be like, alright. Also, we might need a hair dye to make sure your family doesn't recognize you by your hair. And yeah, Dobby would just nod his head. Yeah, she would be like, Dobby, starting tomorrow we'll start training to help you get a better control of your quirk and make sure you're good, ready for hand-to-hand combat, just in case. And yeah, Dobby would just smile and just nod and like, good. And yeah, then she would be like, I'll be right back. And yeah, after a few seconds, yeah, Dracula would be back with a bag, a grocery bag. And Darby would be like, what's in the bag? And like, oh. And then we would see training, like, black hair dye, a med kit, and a drink, and we would see some type of red liquid in it. A bottle of red liquid. And yeah, and Zuko, yeah, then Dracula would just pick up the hair dye and toss it to, well, then we'll put the bag down, grab the med kit, open it, and start patching Dobby out. Yeah, sorry. And yeah, now I'm like, thank you. And yeah, Dracula would just nod and be like, since you know you'll have nowhere else to go, you'll be staying with me. Is that alright? And yeah, Dobby would just nod his head, yes. And I'm like, good. And yeah, then after Suki would patch Dobby all up, as much as he can, he would then put hair dye on Dobby. On the hair dye in Dobby's hair to make it so it's black. And yeah, then Suki would just then open the bottle and start drinking what we all know as blood. Dobby as a, and it's like, I don't know, something like a red juice. And yeah, and Dobby would just be like, so what are we gonna do now? And he was like, well, since you've told me about what happened in your life, I'll tell you about mine. And yeah, and he would only tell about this life, not his past life. And yeah, Dobby would get angry. And was like, seriously? Your whole damn family? And like, and yeah, and Zuko would see sparks of Dobby's core going off, and like, Dobby, calm down. You're gonna burn this cabin down. And reopen some of your wounds. And yet, Dobby would calm down a bit and be like, ah. And yeah, and Zuko would just be like, and yeah, Zuko would just be like, for today, me and you are going to try to find an old friend. And yeah, Dobby would raise an eyebrow and be like, an old friend? And he's like, yes. She was my closest friend I had. But then, just out of the blue, one day, she disappeared. And I have been searching for her since, but I never could find her. But maybe with your help, I could. And yeah, Dobby was like, sure, let's do it. And yeah, the next day, by morning, yeah, they would find Toga. And yeah, and they would see her stabbing someone. Because they were about to do, because yeah, they were hurting. They were about to do something bad to a little girl. And yeah, or the Zuko saw Toga. Yeah, and you would only see the back of her head. The back of her, which is, yeah, what we would see her in. yeah, Zuko would immediately just blitz her right behind her and hug her. And just like, tell her what happened to you. Where have you been? And yeah, Toga recognizing that voice, like, just be like, hey Zuko! And just look up and see Izuku. And just be like, oh, Izu! And yeah, just turn around and hugging him, like, I'm so sorry I left you. Like, my parents, and yeah, Izuku immediately remembering how she told him about how her parents were like, yeah, got angry and be like, what's about your parents? And yeah, and yeah, talking like, they threw me out, and yeah, Zuko being crazy mad and be like, what? And yeah, he would release some of his bloodlust, and yet she would be like, hey, Zuko, calm down. And like, I'm calm now. Well, it's glad to finally see you again. And yeah, he would have a warm smile towards Toga. And yeah, Toga was like, aw, you're always so cute. And yeah, Zuko would kind of blush out of embarrassment. Like, ah, shucks. Anyway, come on. Yeah, and he would just grab her by her wrist and start walking. Like, Toga would like, wait, where are you taking me? He's like, to my cabin. Come on. And yeah, Dobby would just be like, oh, so this is your old friend. Yeah. Yeah, he would be outside the alleyway, and yeah. And so he would be like, yeah, that's her. No, come on. Yeah, that would be like, alright. And yeah, and he would have his hand on the back of his head and start walking with him, and yeah. Togu would just be like, oh. What? I'm so confused, and yeah, while they were walking to the cabin, yeah, Zuko would tell her what happened to him and this person called Dobby. And yeah, she would get mad too, and be like, oh, bastards. And yeah, Zuko would be like, I know. But starting tomorrow, starting later today, all three of us I'll start training both of you. All three of us will be training together. Since I know both of your quirks, you may as well tell each other your quirks. And yeah, once they got you to cabin, yeah, they would. And yeah, then we're gonna time skip to the beginning of the anime. When Izuku is 14, I think. Yeah, I think that's the right age when the anime starts. Yeah, I think so. And yeah, we would, and we would see Dracula, Toga, and Dobby training together. Not just in their quirks, but in martial arts. And yeah. And since it's not really on record, neither of them have killed anyone, yeah, they could go to school. To a school. And yeah, Suku would just be like, So, Dobby, Toga. It's your goal still to be a hero that saves people. And they would be like, yeah. And like, good. We're gonna go undercover. We're gonna go. And Zuko also taught them everything they would need to know for school. Because after he got all his memories back, he didn't even need school anymore. Yeah, his intellect is like past Nezu's intellect. And they're as smart as Shoto at this moment. No, they're as smart as Momo. Because if I remember correctly, Momo got first on the written part of the exam. And Tsuku just like, we're gonna go under. The three of us are going to take the entrance exam for UA. And Toga and Dawi were like, wait, what? And like, yes, we're going undercover. So and Dawi and Toga was like, let's do it. And then we continue training. And then by the time of the entrance exam, they would be there. But they would be in different sections of the fake city when they would do the physical part of the exams. And when they did the written part of the exam, Zuko got first with Toga, Dabi, and Momo tying for second in everything else. And then when it got to Mike saying his thing, but before he would say stuff about the zero pointer, a blue-haired kid with glasses would interrupt, and it was like, underscore it. Pretty much say his thing, and then be like, and you three, stop talking to yourselves and pay attention. And and Dracula would just look at the blue hair and be like, and would also say, you're being indecent. And Dracula would just say, you are a bigger disturbance because you interrupted President Mike before he could finish. And I'm pretty sure no one is interested about what we're talking about and is not hearing it. So sit down and let him finish. And would sit down and President Mike would be like, thank you. And Sugi would just say out loud, Tepesh. He would just say, Dracula Tepesh. And Dracula, then President Mike would be like, thank you, Mr. Tepesh. And then he would continue on. And then the physical part, Suki would just levitate to the front, placing itself back onto the ground, or land back onto the ground right in front of the gate. And as soon as they started opening, it would flip straight through. And Dabi and Tokyo would do that in their separate blocks. And everyone would be like, hey, they're cheating. And yeah, President Mike would be like, there's no countdowns in a real battle. Go, go, go. And yeah, Dobby, Toga, and Izuku would already have like 20 points. And by the end of it, before the 0-pointers would show up, yeah, Izuku would have the highest out of everybody. Almost surpassing all my points. And yeah. Then All Might would be computer would be like, who is that kid? And for his entrance exam thing, he put his name as Dracula Brando Tepish. So and his quirk, vampire. So so we wouldn't be suspicious. And when Aizawa actually saw Zuko, he was like, oh, it's that kid. And pretty much all the teachers would be interested about Zuko because he's getting pretty close to All Might's record. He's only like a few points away. And Nezu pull his information up, and it would be Draco Brendo Tepish, age 14. His height, well, he would be the same height as Bakugo. No, the same height as Ida, because I'm pretty sure he's the tallest in that class, in Class 1A. Pretty sure. Anyway, Quirk, vampire. And, Aizawa would be kind of interested about his quirk, but he wouldn't care. And then Nezuko would bring out the 0-pointer, and Orca would still get stuck under the rubble, and Dracula would then blitz right to Uraka and pull off the rubble from above her, and he would just like, hey, speeder, catch, and throw Uraka straight towards Ida, and yes, that's Ida, and Ida would catch her and be like, hey, what were you doing with her? What's what you're doing? You could have gone to her or worse. Like, you caught her, did you not? Now. Then you just... then he would use his pyrokinesis, which he does have for one of his abilities. And he would fire right at the... He would fire his... excuse me. And he would fire his ball of pyrokinesis straight at the 0-pointer, and it would melt and then blow up. But it would not harm any of the buildings, only the floor, only the roads or alleyways. So And Aizawa was just like, I want that kid in my class. And everybody would actually be surprised. Aizawa never actually fully says that he wants a kid in his class. And with this, Ichigo gets, the points to pass All Might's record. And yeah. Yeah, then we... And, yeah. And before they would leave UA... Yeah. Nezu would walk up to the three and just be like, excuse me, D3, but it seems we don't have your address. And yeah. Suku would just be like, that is because we live in a cabin in the forest. And yeah, Nezu would just be like, I see. Would you like us to stay here for a few days until we will be able to get our letters? And yeah, Nezu would just like, that'd be not much appreciated. Thank you. And like, you are welcome, Nezu. Is it? And yeah, Nezu would just like, yes, it is. Like, good. Toya, Dobby, come on. Are we allowed into UA? Nezu. He was like, of course. And yeah, they would walk into UA, and yeah, the three of them would just pretty much take a tour around all of UA for themselves, so they know where class when they have to go to that class for the first day. And yes, then we skipped a few weeks, and they've been there for that long. Yes, for like 2 or 3 weeks. And yeah, Nezu would hand them their letters, and yeah, all of them would get into class 1A. Yeah. And yeah. And yeah, then the next day, yeah, then they would head back to their cabin. Yeah, then the next day, they would put their uniforms on and head to UA into class 1A. Yeah, and when they got there, yeah, they saw Izumi, Bakyo, and the blue hair kid. And yeah, Suku, Toga, and Dobby was like, oh no. And yeah, Suku was just like, here we go. And yeah, they would walk into the class and get into their, in the three, they would get into their seat, which, yeah, Toga and Dobby's seat would be either in front of or right next to Rizuku's. So yeah, and Izuku would be in the same spot. So yeah, Bagyo ain't gonna be in front of, or won't be in front of him. And I'm gonna say Shoto is behind Izuku in this one. And yeah, when Izuku saw Shoto, yeah, he would immediately know that's Dobby's younger brother. And having that scar, yeah, he knows what happened. And yeah, he would try to keep himself calm, because yeah. And yeah, he pretty much started making a family with him. A brotherly sister bond of a family. So yeah. And then Aizawa would slither and once everybody was in the class, yeah, she would just stand up, walk over to Aizawa, and just tap the yellow sleeping bag that he's in. Teach. Do you want to sleep all day? Or do you want to start this class so you can get even more sleep? Possibly. And yeah, Aizawa would just like, oh, hey, good. hey, oh, hey. And Zuko would just wave and just get up and, like, and then, before Aizawa would get up, and Zuko would, like, I'd plug your ears for a second, Peach. Yeah, then, and yeah, Toga and Dalby hearing that, they would immediately do it. And yeah, Aizawa, and yeah, and Zuko would inhale, and like, and yeah, then he would yell out, and then he would say this, "Shut up, all of you! You shouldn't even be talking in class, especially when the teacher's about to start." And yeah, and he yell out that out as loud as he can, so only class 1A and no other classes could hear him. And yeah, they would all shut up, because yeah, he was bringing out some bloodlust as well. And yeah, as I would be like, And yeah, and he'd be thinking in his mind, I like him even more. And yeah, and then his dude would walk back to his seat and be like, now you may start. Teach. And yeah, and Aizawa would just, was sleeping back while saying, it took you guys 10 seconds to shut up. That won't do. And yeah, then say, put these on and go to the training grounds. And yeah, Urgo would be like, what about orientation? And yeah, Aizawa would say, heroes have no time for orientation. And this is my class. I can do what I want. Now go. And yeah, Dobby, Toga, and Suki were the first ones out of the room, going straight towards the locker rooms. And yeah, once everybody got there, yeah, they would see Dobby and and when Kirishima saw Dobby's and Toga and Suki, yeah, Dracula's body, he'd be like, whoa, you guys are real. What happened to you? And yeah. And yeah, Dracula would just say, let's just say he had a cork malfunction. And yeah, Kirishima like, ooh, oh, I bet, dude. And yeah, and yeah. And yeah, Bakuto and Izumi would be like, why does he look so familiar? And they would be talking about Dracula, which, yeah, they can't recognize Yuku. At least not completely. And yeah. Then, and yeah, Bakuto being, and yeah, when they got, and yeah, Manel was about to, always be like, ooh, the guys have princess with this. And yeah, was about to peek through the hole, but then Dracula would immediately grab Manel's neck. And yeah, his nails are always long. And yeah, he would just be like, you even look through that, and I will make sure you cannot see again. Are we clear? Grape juice. And yeah. So he would be giving Mineta a death glare with his bloodlust leaking out. And yeah, Mineta would just be like, yes. And Suki would look over him and be like, good. Now. And yeah, and then Dobby and Suki would put on their uniform. the uniforms they needed to put on and go out to the training grounds. And yeah, then everybody would be out there, and yeah, Taka would have overheard it and like, and just hug it Izuku and like, and just whisper, "Hey, Kizu," and yeah, Izuku would just, and yeah, he would, and yeah, Dobby's the tallest out of everyone, but yeah, but Izuku was the second tallest, right beside Ida being the second tallest as well, and yeah, Izuku just, and yeah, Taka being shorter than him, than both Ida, Izuku, and Dobby. So yeah, Dracula would just ruffle Tugga's hand, like, no problem, Tugga. And yeah, she would just look over Izuku and get back to place, and yeah. And yeah, Aizawa would put, yeah, then do the ball throw. They would do the ball throw first, and yeah. And yeah, then. And yeah. Yeah, then Aizawa would say, the person that got first place, come to this circle. Like, step forward, and yeah. Bakugo was about to step forward, but then Izuku immediately stepped forward. And yeah, Bakugo was like, huh? And yeah, then Aizawa would throw the ball to Izuku, so he could catch it. He'd be like, you want me to throw this? And yeah, Aizawa would be like, yes, with your quirk. And like, got it. And yeah, he would step into the circle and like, and I'm gushing to without moving from that circle. And yeah, Aizawa would be like, correct, and like, good. You know, then he would be like, Dobby, Tugga, you know what to do. And yeah, Dobby and Tugga would immediately just grab poles from their side, like poles that they had on their belt, and immediately step it onto the ground and hold on to it as hard as possible. And yeah, Aizawa would just, where the heck did they get those? And yeah, Zuko would just be like, and yeah, Aizawa would be like, what are they doing? And then Zuko would throw, and then before he would completely throw it, he'd be like, Mr. Aizawa, do you want me to throw with my full strength? And yeah, Aizawa would be like, yes, no, hold him back. And it's like, and yeah, then Dracula would be like, as you wish. And then he would throw the ball at full force. With full force. And yeah, a humongous amount of wind would come around. And yeah, make a lot of people start flying in the air. With the Tiku still on the ground. And yeah. And Aizawa was about to, and before Aizawa could start flying into the air, yeah, she could immediately grab Aizawa, place it on the ground, and then be like, then he would quickly levitate and police towards the other class 1A students, and place them back where they were, and then be back at the spot he was, and be like, whew, good. Hopefully none of you are dazed from that. And yeah, he'll get back to his spot, and yeah, Dobby and Tugga would pull up the poles that they had on their belt and place them back. And yeah. And yeah, Mina and another student were like, oh, he's so cool, this is gonna be fun. And yeah, Isaiah would be like, after wiping some dust off, and be like, fun, you say? Fun. The person that get the last place will be expelled. And yeah, everyone would be like, well, everyone except Dobby, Toga, and his group like, how? That's no fair. And yeah, and I was always saying the same thing that life isn't fair. And yeah, and then they would do the test, the rest of the test, and yeah, Suki would get first place, with Dobby and Toga getting second and third. Because yeah. And yeah, then at the end of the day, they would go home to the cabin. I hope you guys like this. If you do, like, subscribe, and comment for more. Anyway.